Morning. When we were planting wheat, I had a couple issues with my horse Avatar, but they weren't issues that kept us from planting. It still wasn't exactly 100% right, so Paul Martin ordered a bunch of parts. They are coming down right now to work on that. Hopefully we don't need all the parts, but they basically wanted to have everything that could be wrong with that drill on hand. So they're going to be here in a little bit. They're going to work on that. They can play around with it in this field and whatnot. We're going to harvest some corn. We finally have a good chance of a large rain event Friday. First one all fall. So we are trying to get as much done today and tomorrow as humanly possible. So eventually Dad's going to start running double crop beans today. Don't know how much of those he'll get done, but we're trying to basically get done with a farm that lays wet. We have one farm that right now it's easy running. When it gets an inch and a half of rain on it, we might be a little sloppy. So we're gonna try to get that done. There's double crops there, there's corn there. Should easily be able to get that done, nothing breaks. So Mrs. Brown's with us this morning. Unfortunately, we're not Powerball winners. Like I said before, the YouTube channel would have been really interesting. We wouldn't have told you guys, but there would have been definite signs.
Had the finest of Carhartts.
Came over here to get this truck. This is the truck that's been the drive-through since Saturday, actually. Yesterday, if you missed that video, we discovered we had some leg problems over here. We have a bucket stuck in the top that came off the belt, off the leg belt. I was going to climb up there and get that today. Dad informed me that, hey, it's supposed to rain, you know, an inch Friday. Let's do that then. Let's get as much done as we can this morning. So we're going to dump what little bit there is on this truck. I mean, there's less than 100 bushel on it. We'll take it to our bins, dump it over there so we can free up this truck. This is wetter corn, so we're dumping it here. We're dumping it in the wet bin, but we're gonna need this truck today to run beans. If Dad gets to run beans, he'll need a truck. Get over here, move this truck, this thing dump. We got a load on the grain cart we need to go after also. BJ just pulled in. He's inspecting his truck. Yep, that's a semi. Good job, BJ.
A+.
Dad's coming in Lexi, and like I said, we're going to take that up to the field too. He's going to start on some beans with it while I'm running corn with a gleaner. And yeah, hopefully we get something done. It's about 9:30. There's no real dew on the ground, so he can get started here pretty soon.
Here when you put it together, and yeah, it makes sense that it's sketchy.
Yeah, so Dad wanted to save some money, so me and him put this set of stairs together instead of the professionals that put the bin up. And yeah, I think about that every time I climb it. That policy's up to date.
Was anybody home?
Yeah.
Did they answer you?
The bean man. Went up and checked some bin levels. Still a good amount of storage in this middle bin here. Good amount in the wet bin. The bean bin only can hold about 2 loads though, unfortunately. Throwing stuff out of the truck? Good God, you just got in here.
Listen, organize your better.
Hey, you're a lady.
Is he talking to me? Because I have no freaking clue what he was saying.
See, people, you're not the only ones that don't know what Dad says. Kayla's known the man for 15 years and she don't know.
I think he's telling me to catch the things, or he's on his phone. I don't know.
So we still have roughly 55 acres of corn here. And we have 20 across the bean field that Dad's going to be doing. So we'll probably be here most of the day. Not a whole lot of acres, definitely doable in one day, but we got a whole lot of smaller fields. And those take time. Now, one thing about it, I predict this field will be our worst field of the year. I think that field's going to be right around 150 bushel because there's so much of it that just didn't come out of the ground. Well, they're turning and burning now. So Dad's going to run the combine and corn for a little bit. I'm going to go check on the Paul Martin guys. Kayla's going to help me move the trucks that he's going to use for bean harvest. So while I'm doing that, they're going to keep cranking out some corn. And then I'll get back and run the corn combine. I think's the plan. Definitely just had a mouse go right across the floor. So we're taking the dump truck down the field today because, well, we need all trucks on board. Dad might have to use this one today at some point, so I'm gonna park it where he's going to end up. Well, I got Kayla helping me move. Then we'll go get the last semi, take it down, and hopefully we'll hop in a combine. He turned it over to BJ for a little bit, so hoping I can pry BJ out and then get back in the grain cart. Right now BJ has beans on. Dad did a calibration load and he's running right here. I think he can dump on this truck without having to come across this ditch. He's got 14 acres there and then 50 on the other side of the other ditch. He's gonna dump these beans off and then he's gonna run the cart for me and the gleaner. So right here you can see from A&P all their electrical pole crap. Action mats, they don't really do a great job. We're combining. See? Throughput is 0 bushels an hour. So this cornfield was worked really good. BJ ran over, it was pretty soft, loose dirt. We had tile lines on one half of it. So it got worked to a powder. The problem with that is when you work dirt that much and get it that fine and then you get a big rain, it'll mud it over. That's what happened. We got a huge rain. Everything kind of got sealed up and then it turned dry. We didn't get much rain the first couple weeks of June. This got planted like Memorial Day, the week after maybe. So basically a lot of emergence issues in this field. And that's what we're seeing here. It's terrible. It's pretty bad. This is a 37 acre field. Bet we only got 20 to 25 acres of corn that actually came up. Definitely should have replanted. We didn't. And now we're suffering for it. The field beside made 204. This one's probably going to make like 104. Man, it ain't going to make that bad, but it's probably going to make 150. So Mrs. Brown has to vominos to go pick up our children.
And Landon.
Huh?
And Landon.
Oh, and BJ's child.
Getting all the browns.
Getting all the browns in. And I've got a belt slipping on my tailings elevator, so I'm going to get out and look at that. So we're going to loosen this up and push this down, tighten it up a little bit. That is our clean grain, or our return elevator. Hope that fixes it. So Dad tightened this up yesterday or a couple days ago. He must not got it very tight because it had got all the way completely loose. So tighten this up and that alarm should go away before we plug it or slip a belt. Alright, got that tightened up. It's been a long time since I've harvested a field that was this bad on corn. Like I said, we didn't expect this to do bad good. Good news is this is a 37 acre field. And we maybe have another 10 acres on the farm right beside it that are a little messed up. So at least it's not a lot, but man, I wish we'd have replanted it. Now it was pretty late in the year too. I don't know how much it would have helped, but we at one time we'd considered just disking that field and turning it into a bean field. This is depressing. This sucks. Yep, this is terrible. Still doing this field that's just absolutely terrible. Like there's just streaks of corn with and then nothing, vast expanses of nothing. It's almost like the only place the corn came up sometimes are the tractor tracks. I don't know. It's bad. Very bad. Definitely not near as fun. Alright, the field from is over. Finally. Dump this last little bit. This field didn't even yield half of what it should have. So you may be wondering, well, why didn't you go back and replant it? So there's no good reason, but I'll give you why this or how this happened. So this is the last field that Dad planted. This field was planted, I think, a little after Memorial Day or close to 1st of June. So we planted it, like I say, put it up for the night, washed it the next day, and then we got that big rain before it had emerged out of the ground. So this field had been worked down heavily because of the field tile lines through it. And when we got that 2 or 3 or 6, or I don't even remember how much rain we did get, it just pounded that dirt and made it really, really wet and crusted over. So basically that seed tried to go up out of the ground and then it just broke off and died. That's why there's just vast expanses with nothing in it, because nothing came out of the ground. I didn't see this for a long time. I didn't plant this field behind me that Dad's harvesting the beans in until mid-June, because that rain made it way too wet over here. Now it made it way too wet to plant over there. So by the time that I had seen that this field was messed up when I was planting those beans, it was too late to plant corn, so we thought. So we were kind of torn. Do we put it to beans, or do we leave it? We made the decision to leave it, let it go. I wish we would have dissed them up and put them to beans. Dad said the beans that he is running over there are making 55. Not great, but they were planted June 20th. So that's pretty good for June 20th planted beans. Much more profitable than this field that averaged 90 bushel on corn. Much more profitable. Oh well. You live and you learn. We're going to do this field over here that isn't messed up, and we can get back to happy corn harvest. So look at that yield map. Where it's red, that's where there's no corn, like nothing grew. Where it was green, we had decent corn. I mean, this field probably would have made right around 200 bushel had it emerged properly. Much better. Feels like we're back to harvesting corn. Tell you, I am getting really fed up with this corn head. The corn head should feed the corn into the combine. Our other Capello does this fine. For whatever reason, this one sucks. I don't know why. It just brings in so much trash and feeds so bad. It's like sometimes it does fine, and some hybrids it does terrible. This is the same hybrid we were running over there, it's just a lot better. I don't know. It's very frustrating. Turning and burning now, finally. So if you'd have told me to guess what I thought this field would run, I would not have guessed that. I'd have guessed like 180. So I can't remember if I told you guys or not, but the Lexion broke down about 2 hours ago. Dad ran to Ohio Ag, got parts, and he's putting them back together. All it was the the unloading chain. He just needed a link for it. So I'm gonna head over and help him throw that in there. BJ's unloading now. Brad's gonna take that truck in. We have 20 acres here. We have a 7-acre field, a 3-acre field, and a 10-acre field. This 7-acre field doesn't really have a lot of crap in the field, like no trees around it. The other two do. So we'll see what we can get. See what we can do here.
We gotta get the chain up. I can't pull and hold it. This has gotta go up there. You gotta hold that. Now you ain't turning that. You gotta pull that down to get up through there. God. There ain't no place. There's two little wires.
Yep, yep.
Dear God, these will be fun to find in the dark.
Huh?
These will be fun to find in the dark.
Well, don't drop them, we won't have to find them.
Well, this chain ain't that old, is it?
Jesus Christ.
What do you do now?
I can't see the son of a here.
He just bent that and it broke. It's really hard to feel, ain't it?
All right, Dad is fixed up in the business, so we're gonna get back in the combine and try to run some corn. He said he's gonna try to run these beans, but they've got to be tough, I would imagine. He's gonna run as long as he can, though. Well, until he fills that truck up. So here you can see the field me and BJ are in. There's Dad combining right there. Glad he's back up and going, getting some stuff done here. I don't think we're gonna finish up here tonight, but we should be able to finish this corn pretty early tomorrow. And hopefully he can finish his beans Also early we can all move. Where we're moving to, there's corn and beans once again, so that worked great. That way if Brad gets a chance, he can dump a bean truck for Dad or whatever, or at least help him move, and we can keep on keeping on chipping away. Chip, chippy. So we've had a little bit of excitement here. I definitely just combined a deer. Got stuck in the corn head. I'm not going to show you guys. It's pretty gruesome. There's a couple things I can guarantee you. One, combine's all right. Two, it didn't get in the grain tank. Three, that deer, it died really quick. But it's definitely dead. Dad's still running back there. He's got about 10 acres left. We got about 5 and then we'll be done. And we'll have had a halfway decent day. All right, we are done. And we are done over here on this farm. Dad even finished. So that was great. I did not think that would happen, especially when he broke down and we stopped to help. I figured we'd come back for 20 acres each tomorrow, but we're done. We can start the day off with a move. Everything's loaded, so we got some trucks dump in the morning. It's about 10 o'clock or so. And yeah, we're set up pretty good for tomorrow now. Now we locked the combine so no one decides to go on any exploratory rides in the combine overnight. At least if they do, they'll have to have an AGCO key. Yeah, definitely caught a deer on the opening pass. I believe we caught it in this one. But like I said, it's pretty gory, so we'll just skip those details. Yeah, it's definitely getting colder, brother.
Yeah.
Is there a wrapper on this?
Yeah. Alright, we're going to shut the dryer off and then we're going to head home. Well folks, thanks for watching this video. If you would do us a favor, give us a thumbs up. Check us out on the social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at Brian's Farm Videos. Leave us a comment. Check out the links in the description, and we'll see you in the next one. Guys, thanks for watching this video. This is a few days after this video was filmed, and the more I got thinking of it, I do have one picture of this incident that's not gory at all, but if you don't want to see it, this would be a good time to just go ahead and exit the video. There's no blood and gore, but you can see the deer's head, and it's in the corn head. So if you don't want to see that, you should exit now. But I figured everyone's going to say I was lying about this just for clickbait or something. This really happened. This was a first for me, not a first for Brown Farms. I guess this happened to my uncle in the 70s. A little bit more gory outcome than mine. This actually went pretty smooth. We were able to pull it right out of the corn head pretty easy. Like I said, it was pretty quick for the deer. Not something I want to do again. I believe what happened was that deer was just laying there, and as I couldn't see it. It was on the far end. It's dusty, tall corn. I was looking for trees and sticks and stuff like that. Really wasn't looking for a deer, but I think what happened was, I'm guessing that the Devastator hit it in the foot or something like that, and it raised its head up and then that was it. But like I say, you have 10 seconds. I'm going to count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.